Hello guys, today I'm going to explain a 2019 movie named Son of a Rich. In the beginning of the movie we see Grusha, a spoiled child of a very rich man from Russia who spends all his time in nightclub parties harassing people and breaking the rules. He does not respect anyone. After harassing a girl one night, he was driving his luxury car indiscriminately on the road. Then a traffic policeman stops him, but he throws the cash on the face of the traffic police as he has always been doing. But this traffic cop doesn't take bribe, and he tries to stop Grusha. But Grishin didn't care at all for other people. He drives the car and keeps on laughing. Police put the Russia in jail, and Gracious father came with a police officer friend. The police officer tells Gracious father either that your son has deteriorated so much that he dragged the traffic policeman on the road in the middle of the night, and now he has hospitalized, do something about it or else it will be completely spoiled. Gracious father drags his son out and shouts a lot, but Gracious starts smoking cigarette in front of him because he thinks that he is the only son of his father, so his father can only scold him. Gracious father gets up. That leads from there and goes to one of his female friends, Anastasia, for Grisham, who is a TV producer, and she introduces Gracious dad to a friend who specializes in horror movies and shots designing. When Gracious father and Anastasia come to Love's house, they see Love hanging from a rope, but it was all fake. He had designed it. He used to trick people's eyes by making such designs and devices. He shows Gracious father by cutting his thumb, which was not real. Gracious father tells Liv about his son and tells him to plan something to make him a better person. Now we see here that when Grusha returns from partying at night, he sees a truck towing his luxury car. He runs after the truck, then suddenly someone shoots Krisher from behind, and due to which he faints there. When Krisher wakes up the next morning, he finds himself in the stables of horses. Only then there is a man. He takes him out and kicks him. The man says that last night I told you to prepare the horses. Why didn't you prepare? Then Gracious says that I have never seen you before in life. Only then the landowner Germany of this village comes, who asks his son Alexei to beat him with a whip. Then Alexei gives the whip to out he beats Krisher with a whip. The landlord says that my horse must be ready before my tea. Russia has absolutely no idea what is going on. Our job takes Krisher inside the stables, where Grusha tells him that I have to make a call. If I tell my father, he will teach everyone a lesson. That aren't you? I'm says, what does this call? I don't know anything. You just prepare the horse or else they will beat you. Krisher does not understand anything. Then he starts running from there and says the call the police. Krisher runs away and sees that there is a complete 18th century atmosphere, and at the moment he feels that he has come to some village in Russia, so he tries to escape from here. But he get caught and is about to be hanged along with other people. Krisher is about to be hanged when the landowner's daughter, a guy, comes who tells her father that today is my birthday and today no one should be hanged. On this point you forgive Grusha. All these things which is happening in the village is watching by bird flying high in the sky. This bird reaches a building outside the village where it comes to know that it is not a bird, but a drone, from which we come to know that this is not a time travel, but Gracious father has prepared a complete setup to teach a lesson to Grisham, in which TV producer Anastasia and her horror movie friend Liv are prepared to complete village setup, in which Krisher will feel that he is in the 18th century, where he will live the life of a slave. All the people working there are actors, and hidden cameras have been installed at different places in the village, and instructions are given to all the actors through microphone. And if by mistake anything goes wrong, a sniper has been deployed here who can make Russia unconscious at any time with a tranquilizer gun. And for such a large and expensive setup, Gracious father had a lot of money. He wanted to make Krisher responsible here. Grishin, as thinking that he may have come in the past by traveling time. Gracious' condition was very bad. He could not sleep on the ground. He has to get up before the sun rises in the morning. He has to go for in the forest. He gets a poor breakfast, and if he is not in discipline he will be beaten with a whip. One day Grusha is sitting in the field, then he hears the sound of someone crying. He sees that a glass crying. She tells that her father wants her to marry a rich and old man, so she is very sad. Krisher says that it is good, the old man will die soon and all the wealth will be yours. One day Grip steals a chicken to make chicken soup because he was bored of eating vegetarian here. When Gracious friend asks for soup, he says that I have finished all the chicken soup. Gracious friend says that I have done all your work for you. Then he says that I've also finished your portion of soup. When it comes to know that the chicken is missing, he calls all the horse guards and asks, tell me who stole the chicken, otherwise as I will pick any of you. And within a vod he takes up Gracious friend here. Grishin doesn't show any sympathy. He still doesn't care about anyone. After a while Gracious friend shows him his back, which has with marks, which was actually a realistic makeup, but Grusha was still not bothered by anyone. Gracious sees a girl, Lisa, who gets off from the horse. Grusha sees her underwear. After thinking for a while, Russia realizes that how this girl is wearing modern underwear. In 1860 Krisher runs to Lisa and asks her to show her underwear. He says, from where did you get Future's underwear? He starts forcing her. But then other villagers come there and Lisa leads from there on a horse here in the control building. Gracious father asks to stop all this because his son still did not improve, and still he came to force the girls. But then there comes a news that Russia wants to apologize to Lisa. Now this shows a positive development. Then they instruct Lisa to go and meet Russia. When Lisa goes and meets Krisher, Gracious as sorry to her, Lisa forgives him. After a few days, a big festival held in this village, in which it has said that the girl or boy boy with whom you spend this night will become your life partner in this festival. Grisha meets a liar who was very upset because soon she will have to marry the old man. She was saying that I will commit suicide in the river, and she goes to river. The directors wanted him to go after Agliar to save her so that the emotion of sympathy could develop, but Grisha does not go after her. He starts talking to Lisa, sitting there, and says that I am from the future. There's a lot of technology. Then Grisha's friend comes there and he says that Agli has gone to drown in the river. Then Krisha remembers that she was talking about committing suicide. Then Krisha came to the river to save Agli and saves him. Agli says, why you saved me? I don't want to live like this. Grisha takes her to her house where a guy tries to get close to Grow. But he leaves from there. The people sitting in the control room don't even understand because by nature Grisha was a playboy. But leaving Agli, he goes to his friend, and he asks, where does Lisa live? I want to meet her here. Control room. And struck Lisa. The Grishan coming to meet you. You guys get ready quickly. Then Lisa hides all the other people and keeps yourself ready in village clothes. Grishan tells Lisa to go for a walk with me and stay with me at the festival so that she can stay with him for the rest of his life. But Lisa says that her father is not feeling well, so she could not go. Grishan is quite disappointed. The next day the director explains to Lisa that Grisha's interest is now shifted from Agli, and he is interested in you, so Lisa will now have to play the role of his love into is her real boyfriend Alexei, who is playing the role of landowner son, did not like, but Lisa tells him that we all have come to make Grisha good person and together we can make this project a success. Now Grisha started spending more time with Lisa and gradually the bonding of these people became very good, and Grisha falls in love with Lisa. One afternoon when both of them were roaming, they see a strange bird in the sky. Lisa knew it was a drone, so she tries to distract him. Anastasia in the control room tells the sniper to shoot Russia if anything goes wrong, but thankfully the drone gets fixed and starts flying properly. Here Alexei and Agli were both angry because Alexei, his girlfriend, had to romance with Russia and Gliar was replaced by Lisa. Both of them attracted towards each other, and they get very close. Lisa and Grisham arrive at the same time. Lisa is very sad to see her boyfriend with another girl. Agli and Alexei are called by the director and he scolds him and says that both of you have the role of brother and sister, at least you had to control on set. The director fired them. Here Lisa is very sad about this behavior of her boyfriend. Krisher tries to please him and prepares a candlelight dinner for him and his dinner with him. After dinner both of them spend some time and Grishik tells Lisa that if you say yes then I am ready to marry you. After a while Lisa says yes and both of them kiss. Here in the control room everyone is happy because for the first time in life Russia feels the emotion of sympathy and love, due to which his father was very happy. On the other hand, Liar, who was kicked out of the set, gives an interview on a TV talk show that Krisher, son of Russia's richest businessman, has been kidnapped and is being kept very badly there. Russian police takes this matter seriously and gets involved in the investigation of this kidnapping case. Gracious father gets panic, and he says to shut down everything and let's go from here, but the director says that the investing Jason will take some time to reach here so we can take this whole set to a climax position. He decides that now this village will be attacked by Mongols. Now many Mongols come to the village. Villagers offer food to them, but the Mongols wanted to take some girls here. They choose a girl from the crowd. Then the father of that girl begs for his daughter from the Mongols, that the Mongols give fair chance to every way. So they say that you fight with one of our soldiers. If you win, your daughter will be free. Now there is a fight between this man and the Mongol soldier. Both of them are actually very good stuntmen. Both of them fight and the soldier cuts off the head of the girl's father, who was fake. On seeing such a sacrifice of the father, the Mongols free that girl and take the other girl with them. They choose is Lisa. Now there was no one to fight for him. Gracious friend tells him that if you will not protect Lisa then Grishik gets confused and start living in fear. Everyone finds this thing quite surprising because they all felt that he loves Lisa very much. And there's a lot of disappointment in the control room. Lisa keeps calling Krisher for help, but he leaves. Grishik comes after a while on a horse, and after a fight with the Mongols takes Lisa from there on a horse. Just after this the police come there, but Grusha was not there, and the director says that this is my movie set, and shooting is going on. The police could not do anything in this because shooting is not a crime. The police also leave from there. Now Lisa and Russia walk out of the village limits. While running on a horse they see a modern petrol pump due to which she gets very confused on this. Lisa is about to tell everything, but at the same time Sniper makes Crush unconscious with tranquilizer. The next day Russia wakes up in the hospital and his father tells him that he was in a coma for 3 months after a car accident and has regained consciousness today. Grigio is now driving the same luxury car, but now he is not able to enjoy car. He also goes to the night party, but do not enjoy like before. 3 months on realizing his mistake, he gives his luxury car to that traffic policeman who was hospitalized due to mistake. One day in the nightclub Gracious sees Alexei and Agliar. He asks where is Lisa. They tells him about the setup of the whole village and taken to Lisa. Grisham meets Lisa and says that everything he said is true and he still loves her. On this Lisa says that she loves him too and they kiss. After a few days we see that Gracious' father is married to Anastasia and Grisham thanks his father because he has made him a better person, and he hugs his father. In the next scene we see that Russia is now also acting in that village and helping the spoiled children like or to become a better person. And with this movie ends up you like the video degenerative old stories and explanation of Riyadh, and unique movies like science fiction, horror, fantasy, funny, suspense, romantic, disaster, etc. Here we should explanation videos of Hollywood's latest and old movies which our best to need the story along with all the interesting clip of the movie and such of it so that you can easily understand the study the general movie. It's intended to help you better understand the movie and save your dame from the Lindy, or even boarding buds hoping for your love and support. For more to Hollywood movie explanation in English, subscribe or general movie and blood the bell icon so you don't miss any video.